Welcome back everyone, and welcome to my newly decorated home office. You'll be seeing a lot more of this room in the future, but I'm getting it dialed in right now. One of those things that I'm dialing in is this picture frame back here, which probably looks a little bright and a little blue, but I'll get that sorted out before I give you guys the full tour of the space. But in today's video, we're going to break down this image of Becca, which I created by blending flash with continuous colored LED light. And I shot this image at 1/4 of a second at f5.6 at ISO 100. Key to this image was my new Nanlite Forza 60C, which they sent me a few weeks ago and I used for the very first time on this shoot. It's capable of creating every single color that you can imagine on the 255 scale, let's say. Well, I'm pretty sure you can create every single color. I was hedging my bets as to whether or not I wanted to say that, but I'm pretty sure it's possible. But check the specs for the final verdict on there. You can definitely cycle through every color of the rainbow and the color spectrum and get the exact color that you're looking for with the hue and saturation that you'd like. I'm sure it also does continuous, white light or tungsten light, and it also does some special effects as well. But what's going to be key to me using it here right now and hopefully in the future is that you can create colored light and project that onto your subjects. And so that's what I did in this situation. And as if you noted, if a little bit earlier you noted that I shot it at 1/4 of a second, that's because I was using the continuous light to create a ghost image. Then I was shifting the camera very quickly before the shutter closed and the flash went off so that the flash was freezing Becca, but we also were creating a ghost image with this Nanlite Forza 60C. And it was so much fun to do. I came up with the colors that I was going to use on the shoot using this color wheel. And the very first thing I evaluated was the overall color of her outfit, which was orange for the most part. And I plotted that on the color wheel and went for tetradic color harmony. And that showed me that I needed to use yellow, violet or purple, and blue. And so I chose to use yellow as a gel on my main light. And if it didn't really show up in the shot, that was going to be okay because the rest of her outfit, because it was multicolored, was also yellow as well. Then of course I chose violet or purple for the background, and then I chose blue for the Nanlite Forza 60C. The modifier I chose for my main light was an Elinchrom Maxi Silver. Now this is about a 15-inch, or let me do the calculation to metric, 40 centimeter, very high efficiency silver reflector. If you use ProPhoto, there's the ProPhoto Magnum, and most lines have a shiny silver high output reflector like this. And so that's what I was using. Then I gelled it with a yellow filter in order to get that warm colored light that I was going for the color harmony. The next thing I did was light the background, and I lit it with two Elinchrom Indirect strip softboxes on either side of the backdrop, pointed at the opposite side. And when you use strip softboxes like this, it makes very even light. If you use just the 7-inch reflectors that typically come with your lights, what you'll get is sort of a spotlight of brightness, and then it will fade out, and you'll get one of those on each side of the frame, and it's not really ideal, but with softboxes, it becomes very even top to bottom. If you want to see a video that I created all about lighting backdrops, click on this one up here. This V-flat that you see on camera left is just being used to block light coming from the windows or around the edge of my blackout curtains. It's not bouncing back light or anything like that. It's just really acting as a giant flag for this scene. When I metered the light from the strip lights hitting my background, it metered at f2.8. What that means is that if you turned your camera to 100 ISO and f2.8 and took a picture with just those lights, the background would be properly exposed. But because we're going to be shooting at 5.6 today, that means that this background is going to be a lot darker than it appears in real life. So just know that that's what I'm going for overall. The next thing I did was I moved the Nanlite Forza 60C over here on camera right and started to dial in a blue color. I'm going to go a little past blue Yeah, slightly into green because I think, no, slightly into violet. I actually decided to shift the hue of the Nanlite a little bit to the indigo or violet end of the spectrum. And the reason is that when that light was mixed with the yellow light from the main light, I felt that it would render as blue in the final image. The next thing I decided to do was move my main light further over here on camera left so that it would create more shadowing on her face, and that would give somewhere for the ghost image from the Nanlite to live in our scene. I wasn't really happy with the way that the purple in the background was rendering, so what I did was I went into Capture One's color editor and I clicked on the background and I started to shift the hue and saturation of purple so that I would get a much more punchy and saturated background. I love this. I just changed the color of the backdrop using the program. Yeah, now it's really popping.
Super pretty.
Yeah, like look at this is the before and after.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I like it.
Then I noticed that blue light from the Nanlite was spilling onto the background, so I decided to move it a little more to the side so that the light would only shine on Becca and not the background. Now let's look at a side-by-side before and after I moved it, and you can see that there is a huge difference in the outcome. And just so you know, I want to show you an image right now that is just the background lights and the blue light together so you can see what they are doing without having the main light in the mix. Go ahead and have your hands up again, above your head. Yeah, but bend your elbows more. Both elbows. Yeah, there you go. And get that left knee over more so you can even rotate your body more. It's like neither one of us are doing anything. We're just trying to get lucky. Wow, I absolutely love the way that this image turned out. It really exceeded my expectations when I went into the shoot. I saw a lot of other photographers doing this, and I wanted to try it out myself, and I'm so glad that I did it. And it's a lot of fun to sort of reinvigorate your work sometimes by just trying something out that you've never done before. And I'm pretty sure that I've never done this weird mixture of flash and continuous colored light. So I would encourage you to try it out if you want to. Check out the link below again for the Forza 60C. It's going to be a great modifier to have in my, or fixture to have in my lineup, and I'm looking forward to using it a lot in the future. In fact, Nanlite also sent me some Pavo tubes recently, and I'm looking forward to integrating those as well into my work and having a lot more fun. If you want to, there is an hour and 15-minute long tutorial on the Academy with John Gress. The link is in the description about this shoot with Becca, and you'll see me come up with 3 different distinctive looks with this gear, and you'll be able to sort of watch in real time from 3 different angles and my computer and see how the shots are developed and how I problem solve and come up with the final images and the solutions to those problems. If you could please like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Right now I'm coming out with videos every other Monday on this channel. So thank you so much for your time. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.